Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now we are underneath this Jeep, and again I'm going to get grief for calling it a Jeep because it's not a Jeep, it's a Mitsubishi Pajero 4-wheel drive. It's a Jeep, and we had a fuel tank issue. If you remember, there's no fuel getting to the engine, that's why it wouldn't start. Now as you can see, it's very rusty underneath. See all the rust, and all the connections are rusty. Well, not connections, but all the bolts and everything are rusty. That doesn't look too bad, but it is bad. We have, where are we looking? There, that one's gonna snap, but lucky enough we can take it from here. If that one snaps, it's not a big deal. We can just replace the nut and bolt there. This one has been loosened already. So someone's obviously been at this. That looks like it's gonna snap. And the filler pipe, which I know can cause grief in these, essentially what can happen is the filler can get all rusty internally and all the crap goes in the tank. Now, if I just quickly, just very gently tap this, you can just see, oh, the crap coming off it. There's just really nothing, there's nothing left on that. That filler really needs changing, but again, I've just been told, take it off and clean out the tank, so that's all I can do and just hope for the best. I don't really know what's going to happen. I can't really film this as such, so we just got to disconnect the filler pipe here, disconnect the bolts that are holding the tank up. There's a big strap going across there, so we can disconnect that, take off this plastic housing. You can see it's been cable tied and stuff into place. That's not a big deal. That bolt looks really nice there, and then we've got the fuel pipes there, and again they don't look too bad, to be fair, because this can also cause problems here with rust, but they actually look quite good. So once, obviously there's going to be a sender unit in there too with a couple of wires, so once I get this down a little bit we'll film and we'll see exactly what's in the tank. Alright, looking at the state of the tank on the outside, I think there's just going to be a lot of rust on the inside, you know, from the filler pipe, from the tank. Now I know there's been diesel in it all its life, but it always hasn't been full, and you know, the paint still flakes even with fuel in it. So that's why they've changed to kind of proper, better plastic tanks. We have a drain plug. I have a bucket underneath that is clean. So I'm going to take off this drain plug, which I have to be careful because you might get it off, but we'll be able to get it sealed back again. It's just one of them things. We have to get the fuel out of here, and it gives us a good indication of the crap that's in it. Right, it's coming out. It's not coming out straight. I think it's still blocked a little bit. You can see what I mean by that. So just let this drain out. Hopefully this bucket's big enough. I don't know how much fuel's in here. And we'll see what it looks like. Does look a bit rusty colour already, to be honest. I haven't had chance to do anything yet because it's still draining. I don't know if you're going to hear it on camera, but I quickly stuck this underneath, and this is the diesel that came out of it. Ignore the black stuff on the bottom, that's not inside. But look at the colour of it, and that's just came out of the tank as it was dripping out. That's not the bottom of the tank, and that's just pure rust. Rust and water, condensation and all sorts. So I know there's a lot of rust in that tank because that's what's coloured the diesel. So lovely, absolutely lovely. Now this was the tank I was using. As you can see, I know the yellow bucket will change the colour slightly, but you can just see how murky and horrible it is. It shouldn't be that murky and horrible. I can't even see the bottom of it to see how much crap's in it, but yeah, it's bad. The dog can see the rabbit, so the tank is off, and I know people are going to say, well, you could have just took that off without all that hassle. No, you can see there is an access hole here for the tank, but the problem is it only lines up with the little hole in the tank, which I'll show you in a minute. But not only that, this is a commercial, so in other words, in Ireland the Jeeps are commercial or private, and what that means is they either have seats in the back or they don't. And if they don't have seats in the back, they're basically like a van in the back, and there's been all metal boxes put in, welded in place, carpets put on. You can't get to that. It's not as if you can lift up a seat and get to that in a few seconds. You have to start cutting welds out and doing all sorts of stuff, which obviously isn't worth it. What I did have to do is I had to take down the main cross member that supports the gearbox to get the tank off. There is the main cross member, and here is the tank. And as you can see, that little hole only lines up with that. It doesn't line up with this one. So, and like I said, there's no seats in the back of this, so it makes life a lot easier. And the reason is because of the tax. In Ireland, for a Jeep like this, if it had seats in the back, the tax it is over 1,500 euros. So closer to 1,800, I think, for this particular one. Some of the 3 litre ones will be over 2 grand to tax. So that's why they're commercial. That's in Ireland. Again, different all around the country. But as we can see, all around the world, sorry. As we can see, the rust that's in these pipes. So you can imagine what they're like internally. Yeah. So that's one of the returns. I think that's the return pipe there, that's the feed. So yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to see if we can take off this very rusty bolts and see what's inside this tank and go from there. But we might have to start replacing some of these, I don't know. I just don't know at the minute, we'll have to see, but it's not looking good. Right, do you think I was right about it being clogged? Are you ready? Boom! That's the filter there, and as you can see, all sorts of crap on it. There'll be rust, there'll be just bits, there'll just be all sorts of crap, and you can't quite see, but down there again, I'm not going to go through all, but yeah, it's just rust, crap, crud. Yeah, just, it's all sorts, you know. This is, at the end of the day, this is a Jeep. It's been on a farm, so it's going to mostly been filled from a tank on it on a farm, and that just gets full of crap, and you know, that's how just things get into it. Plus the rust, plus all that lovely crap. So there we go, that's why it wouldn't start. So I've got to now clean all this. Not going to show that because it's just cleaning, you know, screwdrivers, rags, petrol, brake clean, all that type of stuff, and just get this as clean as we possibly can. Right, just so people understand what I'm talking about, here's the metal frame. It's a metal box. The carpet is all glued down. It doesn't just, okay, well this one comes off. This is all metal and board, and it's all welded and screwed down. It's not easy to get to, and if you need to take a tank down to clean it properly, you need to take it off anyway. But yeah, so that's the problem with the commercial in Ireland. Right, I'm just waiting for the new filter. I pumped this I don't know how many times, and now as you can see, look how much more fuel comes out. Look, I don't want to keep doing it, but there's loads of fuel coming out. So just a case of waiting now for the new filter. And do I see something disconnected there? Yep. That's the joys. So wait for the new filter, bang it in, and yeah, see if this bad boy runs. Hopefully you can hear me over the compressor. That's been sat now for, oh, I don't know, overnight anyway. You know, 18 odd hours, maybe a bit more, 15 odd hours. But anyway, still as murky as hell. We've got the new filter on. I pumped that. I don't know if I pumped it enough. You really need to wait for this to go nice and hard. But anyway, I don't know if the battery's any good, but let's try and start it now. Turn the ignition on, press the button. I don't think, to be fair, I've actually pumped it up enough on the filter, but we'll see. And the battery's flat. Using my Namco Genius Booster GB150, I want to get my hands on the 500. So yeah, just send it. Alright, we'll press the button again, and we'll see if I pumped enough diesel through. And I have. Lovely. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this kind of tick over, and we're just going to see what happens. Take it for a drive. Oh no, I haven't got enough diesel through. Yeah, I'm going to have to pump this a bit. Oh. Just let me pump this a bit more and get it started. Own fault, you can see this has gone really hard now. I have to really push down on that. That's what I should have done in the first place to start this bad boy. So let's do it with no heat this time, see what happens. A bit of heat. There we go. You can see that. Now you can see it. Sounds good. Let's take it for a test drive and see what happens. But yeah, sounds good. Right, so there we go. It's made a huge difference. It's amazing a diesel engine actually getting diesel, how much difference it can make. Not too many engines run out on fresh air out there. If they do, the man doesn't tell you about it. Let's just see how easy it starts now. Look at that. Sorted. So there we go. So that's it. That's the fix. First video was the diagnosing of it, and the second video now is the fix. Sorted. So look, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.